IT company called Remote Solution Access. And I may look for clients to offer administrative service to understand their needs and figure out how I can help them. In my free time, I like to be with friends, walk, dance, and I like that's it. I happy to be here. Thank you.
Nice, thanks, Simone. Simone, are you learning Spanish as well, right?
Yes, Spanish and English. Yes,
Nice, nice.
but I don't have
Uh,
no more host. Yes, so same alone student.
yeah, I'm trying to start, I'd like to create a new challenge for myself, and I'd like to
Yes.
start learning Spanish as well. But I'm not in seeing a lot of immersions, you know,
Yes, yes,
uh, uh, I mean Spanish immersions. But I'd
yes.
like as well, it can be great. And maybe in the future become an Spanish coach,
Yes.
Who knows? Nice. But I'd like to try that. Go ahead, Alexandre. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Alexandre, I'm 40 years old. I live in Florianópolis, Santa Catarina, Brazil. I'm married, I have a daughter. I'm a logistics coordinator. My hobbies are training bodybuilding and training jiu-jitsu. I'm black belt jiu-jitsu. My free time, I like spending time with my family, like to go out with my wife, read books, study. I'm here in Talk since July. I started my study in English in July too, and my objective in learning English is to develop it professionally. This is a little bit about myself, guys. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Alexandre. So thank you again to be here. Just to tell a little bit about myself and about the platform. I'm not a teacher. I'm a student like you guys. I'm here to learning as well. I'm here on the platform since 2023, and I became host here in 2024. Um, this year were a hard year for me. I couldn't practice like before, like the years before. But I'm here at least once a week, and with that, I can keep the constancy. It's not a good constancy, but at all is a constancy. Um, what else? I'm a software developer. I'm a guy that I love motorcycles and technology. So on weekends, I like to get my motorcycle and go to a countryside just to have a breakfast. Yeah, that's me, guys. That's enough. So, like I said before, today we're gonna talk about personal moral dilemmas. Let's start with the first one. Maybe I can start with you, Jefferson. I'm sure that you have a lot to share with us. What moral principle do you find hardest to uphold when real life becomes complicated?
Yeah, I I will begin with a big example that I had this the end of semester is the consistency between fairness and compassion, especially with my students. I have a lot of students that study a lot. In this case, it's so good, but I have few students that can't study. They like TikTok and so on. And at the end of the semester, I need to think about it. The guys that didn't study, I must have compassion about the grades or the notes that they took. So this is a big problem sometimes, not so good. For example, today I was given a test And the student used to say, "No, I am a very good student." I know you are not a good student. This is not fair. Not a good student, but to study more and more. But the other side of my heart, I think about compassion. Why I need to give some some points to this guy to pass from the year. So in this case, it's not so easy. This consistency between fairness and compassion.
I got your point. You you want to help, but sometimes you know that it it can be good or not, Maybe you need to give it some kinds of incentive, you know. You need to push your students to study more, And sometimes they can feel that they are comfortable with the current grades, But you need to do something to help them to become better, But you can't be a mad guy, you can't be bad, you
Yeah,
can you'd like to help. Yeah, I understand, There are two sides,
yeah.
It's hard.
It's not
Nice.
so easy.
Yeah, thank you, Jefferson. And you, Simone, do you have something to share with us?
Yes, in my case, I believe justice and integrity. Real life tests this principle all the time. There aren't always the quickest, but there are the ones that allow me to be at peace with who I am. Yes, that's it for me.
Nice. Thank you. And you, Alexandre, what do you think?
I believe nowadays I really word uh princ principle I see in my day to day is honesty. Because in my work, for example, many people don't speak uh, true about about some things. For example, one example, one people don't arrive, I think, don't arrive in his work. E aí, speak about some things, I know it's not true. In my opinion, is missing honesty, a transparency, and speaking a true.
Yeah,
This is
I,
my
I,
opinion.
I agree with you, when the things are complicated, and the most part of the time it is because of money, It is a financial problem. And I can realize that for almost everyone, it can be really difficult to keep the honesty, to tell the truth, because I know it can be related to the principles as well, Uh, I'm saying about my point of view. Sometimes the people, uh, I like to say that Brazilian guys, we like advantages, We like easy things, And sometimes we need to take care about that because we need to put on the balance that we have something related to, we need to have some ethical feelings or principles, Sometimes it is better you go to sleep uh, with your mind. I don't know the word to explain that, but when you are with your thoughts heavy because you did a bad thing, it is not good, Sometimes it's better to fight and do the right things to achieve your goals, to achieve something, or to overcome the problem, you know. And sometimes I'm saying that because we see a lot here in Brazil or in our neighborhoods, people that like advantages, they prefer to follow the easier path, you know, and the easier path not always is the good path. And I don't know if you are understanding me, but yeah, I agree with you, you know. I have the same opinion. So, nice guys, let's move on to the next one. Um, Let me see. Maybe you can jump to the third one. Have you ever chosen the right thing even it costs you something important? Let's start with you, Simone.
Yes, and some hurt a lot, but it was important in my life. There are life choice made at your own timing in life. And truly, there is not right or wrong, but there it's what you believe in, your principles, your way of seeing life, what you want for your life. Yes, that's it for me.
Nice. Thank you. And you, Jefferson, have you ever chosen the right thing?
A lot of time. I remember in pandemic sanitation or COVID-19 when I talk with the students about what's right is. For example, giving class and all of them not to study and just copying and paste a lot of answers. And this for me is not right, it's not convenience. But yeah, as you said, Jefferson's law, né? About the opportunities, about short-term advantages. And I don't like this. I really don't appreciate it because I appreciated values first for me, that me provide me a stable compass about everything that I do. But it's not so easy. Sometimes in long term or long run, you can have a lot of problems about this, especially today. As a professional, I'm very respected. I have credibility, but sometimes not so easy because if you too hard with some students, you will be not a good professor today. So you must have flexibility. That means the right in commons is just a little bit right, a little bit wrong, something like this. Maybe something like this. But it's not so easy because it really costs you something important. Costs a lot, especially for me about values.
Nice. I like to think that it can be better when they can learn principles at school than when, you know, we like to say that when your father or your teacher don't teach you well, the word you will teach, you know, and it can hurt much more, you know. And sometimes it can be better learn about that when you are young than an adult or older, you know. I got your point. When we are young, we don't understand the reason, or uh, we get angry. But when we earn more maturity, we understand it, you know. We understand that, oh, my teacher corrected me, but it was good for me, you know. Today I am like that because uh, uh, once someone helped me to understand how life works, you know. and it's kind of thing. Thank you, Jefferson. And you, Alexandre?
Elton, in now I don't remember a specific situation, but choice the right things. It's I don't know. I bring with me in my day to day. Sometimes I think about this. Maybe now I I can grow up more if uh, I I don't know what's the word. But guys, I think many peoples when is speaking about things I don't know as palavra mentem about some situations grow more. I, for example, I like speak true fear each fear. I don't know. Um, this is my opinion. Sorry, my grammar, guys.
Don't worry. Don't worry. We are here to learn together, you know. But yeah, I agree. Sometimes is when you choose the right path, the right manner to deal with the situation. Sometimes it can cost you maybe a friend, a relationship, you know. And yeah, sometimes you need to choose about the right or the wrong, you know. And if you have uh, honor, if you are a right person, sometimes you need to lose something, you know. It is part of the process. You need to choose. Nice. Let me continue with you, Alexandre. The next one. Uh, is it still good, a good action if you did the right thing for the wrong reason? It's like when you do the right thing, but the reason is wrong, you know?
Ah, for me, depende situation. For right is right. Wrong is wrong, in my opinion. Uh, I I don't make a wrong speak a wrong because I have a motivation, good motivation. Is for me it's a desculpa, in my
It is a
opinion.
hard, it is a hard question, you know?
It's polemic question, I think.
Do the right, but with a wrong reason.
É, for example, I can, I don't know, uh, I can furt a thing I speak, mas because my family have hundred,
Yeah,
but I can work. It's a polemic question, I think.
yeah, good one. Good example, by the way, you know. Today we see that a lot, you know. People that it is in a bad situation, you know, with uh, feeling hurt, feeling hungry, you know, or with financial problems, you know, and they choose to stolen, you know, something to eat, and yeah, I got the point, you know. Now I really got the question. And you, Jefferson, what do you think?
We have thousands of examples like this. The outcome may be not good, but the work quality is not so good. The big example now it's Banco Master, né? The guy from Banco Master. I work with financial, I'm professional financial, and I used to talk with my students. You need to take care about the outcome may be good, but it's not good because they promise you earn a lot of money, too much money, more than the other banks, and that's not the reality. So you show an action that may be the right thing, but it's not the right thing. It's the wrong thing, it's the wrong reason. And why the wrong reason? Because unfortunately, they promise to a lot of gains. That's not possible. And I used to talk with my students. We have thousands of examples in Brazil, like Avestruz Master and Boi Gordo and so on. A lot of guys think about this. So this means that the ethical action is not correct behavior. And Alexandre talked something very interesting about the honesty intention. So you may be to be, and say again, you may be the honest intention, the right thing, but it's not the right thing. Or that means the guy from Bunkmaster is a liar. Yeah.
Good example. Thank you, Jefferson. And Joel, Simone, do you have something to share?
Yes, thought question too. I don't know, my opinion. I think it depends on each person perspective, even doing the right thing for the wrong reason, perhaps in the sense of correcting something that is wrong, it is still makes sense. I don't know. Everything has to be reflected upon. I don't know.
Nice. Um, we can move on to the next one. Do you believe people can remain ethical under pressure, or does pressure reveal true character? What do you think, Jefferson?
That's the example again. I love big examples about the students using artificial intelligence all the time to do trabalho de conclusões de curso, né? Conclusions courses, and this kind of work. And it's not so easy. And they try to copy and paste a lot of opinions and so on. This is for me is not ethical. But I put pressures on them. Come on, guys, this is not the right thing. You think about the future. Let's suppose you're gonna work in a big company and you're copying all the time the idea of other company and put in your company. We have a big example from a big company. I can't say the name now here, but a big company in the world uh, that the workers copy a lot of things that was not right and send it to the owners of the company. That means this company as consultants company sending something that's not corrected, and the company must to talk to the guys that they fail about that thing. That means a disclaimer. And so in this case, I think the ethical habits built built along the time or over the time the best way to sustain integrity, especially in crisis. When we will have crisis or we will have pressure to do something, you go as you Elton, yeah, the name Elton,
Yeah.
told about the fast track, shortcuts. This is the best way. It's so easy, a shortcut today. It's so easy. So you go to artificial intelligence and do all of this.
Yeah, good example. You know, when you are under pressure, sometimes you recur to shortcuts, like
Yeah.
you are saying. Yeah. We can't say, uh, I think that we have a problem to deal when we are with a short deadline, you know, and we don't face that challenging. Uh, honestly, you know, we try to get some kind of shortcut and just deliver the job and yeah, it's a hard question and I love it. Love it your example as well. Yeah. And you, Alexandre, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I think it depends these people. For example, have people's I s- about the pressure keeping keeping ethicals about your word or your relationships your thing. Have people don't have pressure don't keeping uh, your ethical or your uh, transparency, for example. That's it, my friends.
Yeah, maybe the problem can be, when you receive a job, for example, and your first thought it is, oh, I can use some generative AI to do that job, and I don't need to do anything. You know, in this case, I really believe that it is not ethical. But if you are under pressure, if you are with a short deadline, you can for sure get help from that, But of course, you need to supervise the job because we know that intelligence artificial is not good enough, today yet. Oh, guys, I don't know. I'm freezing. Okay. And you can use that, but carefully. I'm saying, I'm trying to say, I mean, uh, sometimes people without ethical, they like to take just advantage. It's like, oh, I can get 10, 5 jobs at once, and I can use intelligence artificial to do a generic job, you know, to deliver trash for my client, you know. So in this case, in my point of view, it is not an ethical job, But sometimes you can use things that can help your job, can support you to deliver the job, But about the question, uh, when you are under pressure, I don't know if I agree with the second part of the question, that pressure review through character, but sometimes you are just think smarter, you know. It can't be. I know that there are a lot of bad things that people can do. In this case, it is not really good, But for our example here, uh, I don't agree with that, And you, Simone, I would like to know your opinion. Guys, it's so hard to talk about this topic.
Yes,
Next time, I'd like to bring a easier topic.
Because you are too tired. You
Yeah,
need to
yeah, I
think,
think so.
yeah.
I'm not prepared enough.
Well, in my opinion, I think it depends a lot on the situation. Some people manage have a total control of their emotional, so I think it's very relative. I think some people even prefer to do things and under pursue which I don't like, and the etiquette always come first for me. So it depends a lot on each person. That's it.
Nice, nice. Thanks, Simone. Um, let's move on, guys. Maybe the question number 7. How do you decide between personal happiness and doing what feels morally correct? Go ahead, Simone. Tell us your opinion.
Yes, in my opinion, also depends on the whole situation. Everything has to be to careful analyze. I don't have a single right answer. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. And you, Jefferson?
I think it depends of the situation. It depends. Personal happiness. Maybe you personal happiness about some situation. And for example, short-term sacrifice about something that you need to do and you to prevent to think about the future. How will be the future if you maybe regret about that decision that you took in the past. In this case, it's not so good. That means you can be happiness now, but in the future you must say no. It's not. I'm not. I didn't took the right the decision. So it's happened a lot with this. Sometimes it's very common. You must decide something's not so easy. That moment you're very happiness about the business, appreciate the point of view. I'm married. Sometimes I used to say this with my wife. I feel at home very happy about something that happened with me. My wife say, "Oh, wife, wow, okay, we're happy now, but it's not so good about this. You must think about the future." And because sometimes it's not moral correct, but it's not the right way. Just to finish, the same situation that I had yesterday with my students. I used to say, I need to pass this guy or not. He's not a good student. And I gave 6 to him, and he felt very happy. But I said, you need to study more to think about the future, to be a good professional. You almost finished your course. You must study better. And my wife told me, no, you did the wrong thing. Okay, it's a point of view, but what can you do?
Nice, great. We, I don't know, maybe it can be related to the point that we are free to do whatever we want, but not always is convenient for us. It's like, you need to choose very well. You need to have a balance between your personal happiness and something more moral, you know, like not moral, but mm, I mean, it's like oh my gosh, I freezing now about the question, but we need to have a balance, at all. I really don't know how can I explain you my point of view about this question, but for me it is a hard question as well to decide between personal happiness and something morally correct. For me, it's almost the same, Um, I don't know, guys. I don't know how to explain that. Do you have something to add about this question, Alexandre?
Guys, for me, my personal happiness depends this my correct things. When I make correct uh, correct things, I feel personal happiness because my personal happiness, my family, my daughter, my wife, my parents depends depende disso, I make correct things. You know, when I choose to I think, for example, when I happy my personal, ha- when I feel a personal happiness, I not possible. I think that's it.
Nice. Thank you. It is hard to talk about it, right? Yeah, something moral can be something that conflict some values, that you have inside you. Um, Let me see. We can jump to the next one. Um, can a morally wrong decision um, ever be justified by a good outcome? What is the harsh personal challenge you've overcome without compromising your values? Oh my gosh, hard question. Go ahead, Jefferson. You always have a good answer for us.
I,
I I
I think
think
about
that
that guy that's in prison in Brasilia. That guy.
I
I
think
can
that
talk with him
you are
now.
the best one to answer.
Yeah, I think about this because they send moral decisions too good to justify the good outcomes, but it's not the good outcome. It's a big illusion. So we see now the big illusion because the guy only think about your family, about your wealth, and so on. The thing that I think about. It's not so good for the Brazilian, the Brazilian people, and so on. We can see this now, and sometimes we see the same strategy. But a lot of politicians that I can say the names now, but a lot of politicians. You have 10 cases in Brazil in this situation. So in this case, I think the decision, wrong decision, but it's the wrong decision. Why I say it's a wrong decision? Because as a professor, I did my undergraduate, master, and doctorate, and I study a lot about all this case. When I see the guy talking about something, I say, it's not so good. And the people say, no, it will be so good. And I say, it's not so good. You need to to pay attention about a lot of things that I say. That means ethically, means it still matter. You must think about this because you send something for the society that's not correct. It's not the right. But what can you do? Sometimes just to justify the wrong actions. And I remember, just to finish, a governor from São Paulo, and we used to say, eu roubo mais fácil. It's okay.
Yeah, great.
Eh,
Great example.
yeah,
We heard that a lot.
yeah.
It's like now, we are between. We don't have a good president to choose. We need to choose the less worst. I don't know if that's the word. We need to choose. We don't have the right choose, the right person to choose, and you know that's hard. Guys, maybe let me ask you another question for you, Alexandre. What is more important to you, being kind or honest? Because sometimes you need to give a feedback, for your employers, for your. You said that you are like a manager, right? And sometimes you need to say right things. Sometimes you need to say the truth. What do you think? Sometimes you can.
For me, I I value more honesty and transparency. For me, it's a most value in a people. Uh, but uh, uh, less people have these values, honesty and transparency. Uh, I believe that's it,
Nice.
my friends.
And you, Simone, what do you think? When you need to say something hard for someone, you prefer to be honest or be kind?
I agree totally, Alexandre. For example, I don't have impossible, I don't know English, mentira. Yeah,
Liar.
I don't, um, I don't know. I don't, detesto. I don't know English.
Got you.
Honesty and transparency is a very more. For example, my name is more important in my life. Yes.
Oh, nice. Good one. Thanks, Simone. And you, Jefferson, what do you prefer?
I lost it just a little bit. Sorry. The honesty or the values?
Yeah, the honesty or be kind. Sometimes you need to give a hard feedback, for our
Yeah.
students. What do you prefer? Maybe we can among,
Yeah. Yeah. You must to be honest, to think about your values, to think about everything that you think it's correct, it's right, it's okay, it's ethical, and so on. But sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes very hard. So you must be kindness. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
maybe that's one can be good. Would you tell the truth if it could hurt someone?
No, sometimes not so easy. Imagine you say all the truth with your wife or with your husband. It's not so easy. You must think one, two, three, 10 times about something you must to say. That means that you must have flexibility about all of this. And the same strategy I use with my students. Sometimes not so easy to go there. Oh, come on, you are above, you can't study, and you just pay attention to TikTok, to Instagram, and so on. You need to study more, more, more. I think this is not so good. I think it's not good strategy now. You must have another strategy. You must have a strategy to talk with these guys about the future, to pay attention more about this and that, to stay away sometimes about your cell phone, to pay attention to the class, and so on.
Nice. Thank you, Jefferson. Alexandre, you are a manager. Have you ever had to make hard decisions, difficult decisions, being a manager?
Yes, yes. Uh, make 6 months behind. I think I have employers, a good employers, but is not correct in your work. For example, these people uh, choose to ating a products this truck e for I don't know uh, uh, guys I forget the palavra a word but for resume these people are excellent employers but these choose to a product this truck is necessary your delete this company. I feel a little bad because people it's a excellent employers, but it's a difficult decision, but it's necessary in any company here not accept this situation.
I got it. So you needed to fire a good worker because he stolen something. Yeah, that's bad because today to hire something good is not easy, you know. And you need time, you need money to hire someone. Yeah, that's bad. Um, Maybe you can do one more question. Simone, that can be good for you. Do emotions uh, do emotions make decisions harder or easier for you? When you need to take a decision, I mean, emotions decisions can be harder or easier for you.
Depend the situation, depend on my moment. In general, I reflect very a lot. I and know too necessary in the uh, make decision in impulse, for example. Yes, I necessary reflections and depende on the moment, the situation. I talk with my, for example, my mother, my it's a big friend for me. Depend.
Yeah, it can be hard to take a decision, an
Yes,
emotional decision
yes,
alone, you know. Sometimes we need a second's opinion.
yes.
Yeah, I agree with you. What do you think, Jefferson? Just to finish.
Most of the time with rational decision. Most of the time with rational decision because as economist, I work with figures, with numbers all the time, so I need to have decisions about this.
Nice. Guys, do have more time? I'd like to thank you being here. Sorry, today I was very slow, but it's part of the process, you know. Sometimes we are tired. I hope you a good rest of the week and a good night. I hope see you again, guys. Bye bye. Good
Okay.
night.